He was
It's not like you have to. Look through 6 degrees of separation.
Someone wants
This is totally routine, nothing to see here. Well, I'm telling you that for a fact, that plane was carrying
because all the stuff like the trigger and the action and all that different stuff is replaceable. So you can just like it's compartmentalized. It's component. Through one of the ChatGPT perplexity things, like what are the odds that this guy would be at all those different events and be
And it seemed that supporting Israel was in contention, which they hate that that's even on the table. Because it matters how you set the table. It doesn't necessarily even matter what your position is, but they don't want that to be up for debate. Do we support Israel? Not a question they want people to ask.
Well, especially when you're losing the debate.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that
honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the
or placed into his life.
They are trying to replace Usha Vance with Erica Kirk because
that ended up being Charlie. Nothing is by coincidence. Now, did we know that? No, not until we were like 3 months into our relationship and looking at timestamps, seeing that both of us were in Israel at the same time.
People, this was so arranged. And there's so much more to Erica Kirk. Kind of like how she was all into basketball, didn't want to be all girly, never liked to dress up, even cut all her hair off and ended up being Miss USA. How does that happen? How do you go from sports to Miss USA? And then they meet at a Turning Point event in 2018, where she's interviewing for a job for Turning Point. Solidified. I got a feeling there's more to the story here.
The way Trump reacted to Charlie's death and seemingly dismissed it was also criticized. Keep in mind, Charlie dedicated his life to Trump and dropped out just so he could grow Trump's message. Trump, however, made jokes about Charlie's death, even saying at one point that he couldn't care less about the situation. He even danced during Charlie's memorial while standing next to his widow.
Erica Kirk is either the epitome of what it means to be a MAGA woman who dumbs herself down and minimizes her success in the name of the man and the movement, or she is a honeypot. Because there's been speculations that Kash Patel is in a honeypot relationship. And that would kind of make sense, right? Like, you want to keep those guys close. You want to keep those guys together. You want to keep those guys controlled, right? If you don't know what a honeypot is, it's normally when a very attractive woman is used to control, manipulate, keep an eye on, guide a man, right? Erica Kirk has a law degree. She has a doctorate. She has 2 bachelor's degrees. She's 5 years older than Charlie. She had a successful basketball career in college. She had a successful pageantry career. And then in 2018, she runs into Charlie Kirk for the first time, and then they're very quickly married within, I think it's like 3 years or whatever. First of all, they've only been together for 7. I've keep seeing people say they've been floating around for like 10 years or whatever. They haven't. They've only been together for 7 years. This isn't some godly, long, profound, relationship that a lot of these people, they bring these people in MAGA, the high school sweethearts, whatever. She's either dumbed herself down to fit the narrative.
I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus.
Choking back tears, she said she was taking on Kirk's political movement. Turning Point USA.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
Arizona. Erica is no stranger to the spotlight. She is a former Miss Arizona, competing in the Miss USA pageant in 2012.
Erica Fonte, 23, Arizona.
She also appeared on a dating show in 2019, season 3 of Bravo TV's Summer House.
Candace Owens thinks that the highest levels of government are involved with what happened to Charlie. The way Charlie's real message was hidden and his agenda was shaped to look more pro-Israel.
And we're going to look into that.
What do we do about our country with that? Because we have radicals on the right as well. We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime.
Law enforcement fired sniper rifles at ICE agents and me, But I made a turn at a good time. I turned to the right. Charlie couldn't believe it, actually. He said, "How the hell did you make that turn?" I said, "I don't know."
On her radio program, commentator Megyn Kelly revealed that days before Kirk's tragic death, Jezebel released an article in which staff writers claimed to have cursed Charlie. Witches were hired to spiritually break him down. One witch delivered a burned picture of Kirk's face as evidence that they performed the curse. To ruin his day with the collective feminist power of the Etsy coven would be my life's greatest joy, the article said.
How are you holding up over the last 3.5 days? I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure. And I just see all the trucks. We just started, so it'll get done very nicely, and it'll be one of the best anywhere in the world, actually.
Thank you so much.
The question that's on everyone's mind.
People stop asking questions about Charlie's death immediately. I mean, early hours, right? More than the people that are dedicated to the Israel lobby, right? These individuals, if you go back, people that are pro-Israel for whatever reason, were like, do not look any further into this death. In fact, I'll challenge you, do me a favor. Find me one.
Charlie Kirk may be gone, but the questions surrounding his final days are louder than ever. What really happened to Charlie Kirk? Who stood to gain the most? And why are so many people trying to make sure the truth never comes out? Let me know what you think in the comments, because the story, it's only just getting started.